Hello, 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 and welcome to Noobs R Us GT3 Rookie Series finale event at Suzuka tonight. We are combined up with pros and ams on one server. It's going to be a 90-minute race with a pit stop. I'm your host, Jeremy Cubbage. I am joined in the booth by Andrew Casey. He's going to be co-hosting with me tonight. Andrew.
Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. It's going to be an exciting race.
So we're excited to be here, excited to see what happens. Like I said, fairly long race tonight. Speaking of long races, the pros are going to go out. They're going to start their qualifying now. While they're doing that, we're going to talk with the podium sitters currently or rather the previous podium from last week, from last week's race. So we got Ramirez in here. And Manuel, how are you tonight?
I'm great.
Oop, let me get your mic turned up. So you got a podium, both races last week, right? Hello? I think we lost Emmanuel. Are you there?
I'm having some issues, man.
Okay, we can hear you now, though.
Well, I was telling you guys that I just went on first race. On the second race, I didn't have very good race. I have a crash, so I lost the possibility to fight for podium.
Well, regardless of that, though, you still had a podium, but you don't want to crash tonight because you only get one race tonight, right? So the goal is safety, right? You got 90 minutes of racing. How are you feeling about that? Excited?
Well, yeah, is this gonna be my first race? This long, right? 90 minutes is gonna be really hard. So, well, I'm gonna try to push hard, and well, let's see. I want to win, so I'm gonna push harder.
Good, good. We want you to win, and we want you to be fighting those white plates too, because hopefully that's where you'll be next season. Speaking of next season, let's talk with Mr. Matt Russo. Matt, you are currently the pole sitter in the standings for the AM split. How are you feeling about staying in that position? You think he's going to be achievable tonight?
Yeah. I mean, I've had a pretty safe record the whole season, so that's my focus for this race. And I mean, just staying in really with like top 10 overall. So with the white plates, if I could just stick with them, I think that's kind of where I'm going. Yeah.
I didn't actually see what times you were doing. What times? What are you running up in the white plate section right now, or where are you at?
Yeah. So I think I posted like a 2 and like 9, so 2 minutes and then like 0.994, something like that.
Okay, so you're up there then, pretty good then. So
Yeah.
hopefully you're going to be able to hold on to that. I mean, same kind of situation. You got 90 minutes, no retries tonight, so you can't be crashing. You've got other cars on track that you haven't been used to driving around, but you better get used to it. You're going to be moving up to the white plates next season, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Tonkin, are you back with us?
I am back.
Oh, Tonkin is back. Hello, Mr. Tonkin, the Tonkin Bonkin name creator himself. Mr. Tonkin, just like we were talking to the others, you got 90 minutes tonight. Also, no resets. How are you feeling about tonight's race?
Fairly confident. I don't know if I have the fastest pace in the AMs, but I think I could, if I keep it clean, I could get at least a podium, at least.
Well,
But yeah, I think Matt and I are going to have a pretty darn good fight if I can manage to not kill myself.
well, it might happen. Just try not to let it, right? You know, the qualifier, sure, push as hard as you can. Race time, relax for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
No blowing your engine like you did in the intermediates.
That was fun.
But yeah, we're excited to see you guys race tonight. I'm excited to see what you guys can do in the pro split next season. Speaking of pro splits, I know you guys haven't really watched them a whole lot, but which one of the pros do you think is going to win tonight's race?
I think James. I think James is going to surprise everybody. And
Yeah.
he's going to run away with it.
Are we going to see another horrible love song between James and Nico, as they seem to be right next to each other all the time? And more often than not, it seems that they can't avoid contact. So we'll see how that goes for them.
All right, guys. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is Mike racing?
Which Mike?
I
Burkhoff?
think, is it Burkhoff? Yeah.
Yeah, he's on track. Yep.
Okay,
He
'cause
usually doesn't qualify though. So
I was
comes
gonna
in
say
late.
he could be a bit of a wild card, you know, because he is ridiculously good at this track. So he could surprise everybody.
Yeah, he's going to be working his way up from the back. You're definitely going to have to contend with him as he makes his way to the front, as we know he will.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have anything else for us while we're sitting in the booth together?
Grip hacks? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Alt F4.
I got
Alt F4
I got
puts
a
on
question for
grip
you
packs.
guys. I'll ask Ramirez first. What do you think is going to be the most challenging part about today's race for you?
Oh, I think that tonight is gonna race against Stocking and Russo. They are really fast. They were actually really fast in the practices, so this is gonna be really hard tonight. I'm gonna try to fight for podium, but well, let's see. These guys are really fast.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's going to be tough going against fast drivers for such an extended period of time. Matt, what about yourself? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge this race?
Definitely working around some of the back markers and then maneuvering with the white plates, stuff like that. It's just all the traffic, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's a pretty tight track. There are some good places to pass, but you can definitely get stuck behind a couple drivers in some not so good places to pass. Do you practice your patience, or do you try to make a send? It's choices to be made. Mr. Bonkin, what about yourself? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge for me will be compensating for the tire deg, because I think later into the stint, because it's a 90-minute race, tire degradation is going to be a big factor. I think it's kind of like trying to maintain my pace when my tires are not going to let me do it.
Can I make a suggestion to all three of you? Take tires during your pit stop.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hey, what? Sorry?
Take tires during your pit stop.
Yeah, it's really long race.
And
so
if you take your pit stop at 45 minutes, then you don't degrade too much.
yeah, well, let's see. I'm gonna try to do my best. I don't know.
However, if you're running closer up to the front, you might want to hold off on pitting so you can stay out of traffic, right? So there's a lot to think about when it comes to pit stops. So, all right, guys, you've got 2 minutes before you guys go out. Go get yourselves in your cars, go get seated, relax, and good luck.
All right,
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy tonight also.
Oh, we will.
Do you guys want me to disconnect you or drag you to a channel?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Bye, Talking. Bye, Matt. Bye, Ramirez.
Disconnect me. Yeah.
All right, Andrew, what are you thinking about tonight's race? My thoughts with James being up in front is it's going to be a similar Tonkin Bonkin scenario, because James ends up doing great during qualifier in the first couple laps. But
He does, but Tonkin Bonkin means you bonk yourself. James, if left alone, usually runs pretty good race. But I think the difficulty for him is going to be dealing with traffic. I bet you probably not even 40, 50 minutes in, maybe even before the pit, he might be dealing with traffic, and he's going to have the likes of Nico Menendez, Zach Schneider. Mike probably won't have caught up by then, but he's going to have some fast cars behind him, and they're going to get bunched up quick. So is he going to get impatient and make a mistake trying to pass?
I know that when James was trying to catch up to me on Sunday, that he was making a lot of mistakes, or rather just getting into the traffic around him, but he wasn't able to catch up. So hopefully James is able to get out in front and stay out in front, and we'll see him get that first place win.
Yep. He's definitely earned it. He's worked so hard to get the speed that he's at and staying consistent. It's been quite the ride watching him improve.
Absolutely. While we've been chatting, the pros have been out qualifying. Right now, our top qualifiers, James Casaboon up in first, 59.437 is his best. Zach Schneider in second, 59.442. Nico Menendez, 59.510. Darren Thomas, 59.752. All three of these drivers within 0.3 of each other. Kevin Rivera is still within that second time frame, and I can't look at him for some reason. He must have disconnected. I'm not seeing him.
Looks like he's in the pits.
Yeah, it's not letting me click on him. Oh, there we go. I got it now. Kevin Rivera in the pits, 2 minutes, 0.3. Mike Burkhoff still out, 2 minutes, 0.4. Nick Kanya, 2 minutes, 0.6. Devin Anthony, 2 minutes, 0.9. Austin Gerber, 2 minutes, 0.9. Justin Griswold, 2 minutes, 0.9, almost 201 flat. And then Poe, 201.8. Tolu, 201.9. And Joey Johnston, 202.5. We do have a couple other pros that are out. That actually looks like just one other that has not qualified. But that'll give us 14 pros out on track. More AMs than pros tonight as well. But we're seeing the pros come across the line. Looks like Zach Schneider's up on his time. He's going to make an improvement, moving him up into third to start. Mike Burkhoff coming through. Where is he at? He must have... I don't know how he got out there. Am I missing something, or did he cross at like the last moment? He must have crossed at the last moment.
Right at the last moment, yeah.
But he's up a half a second right now on his time, so we'll see an improvement from him. While he's out doing his thing, we've got all of the AMs out on track. Zapata. Who's car 20? Who's 20th place? That would be Russo is the first AM out on track, I believe. Nope,
Yep.
It's not showing him either. That's showing 21. Wes Jones is the first one out on track. Are we going to see one of those weird moments where somebody's not in the position they're supposed to be in?
I don't think so. This is just qualifying, so I'm not too
No,
worried
I
about
mean
it.
with where my race control doesn't line up with my my race labs stuff for people to see on the
Oh.
stream. But let's watch Mike come across the line. Looks like he's come across now. Not really up on his time, but he needs to be put into the pits at this point. There he goes. He's going in now. So he moves himself up into 5th place. That's where he's going to stay for the start. The
Gosh,
Wes
first
Jones?
5 positions within less than 2/10 between 1st and 5th place. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's wild. Wild. I mean, the gap right now is only 3 seconds from first to last in the pros.
Yep,
That's pretty good.
these guys are nutty. I
Now-
swear.
You guys see those platinums up in there on the left side of the screen. You're going to see bronzes mixed in with them. Because the bronzes, while quick, and you'll see that, have some issues with consistency, and that's why they haven't moved up. However, a lot of these ones that are running podiums now are where they're supposed to be and about to move in to the pro split. So. Wes Jones, the leader of the AMs out on track. Wes had a great start to this series, coming in first
He
place
absolutely did.
in the first race, and then had a day or two off and not too great. Darren Thomas in chat saying he was worried because of that time that Mike was up almost a half a second. That would have put him way up into the 58 range. But Darren Thomas holding that podium position. So, hello, Darren. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. I'm glad you rejoined us for the season. Wes Jones out on his hot lap. Coming through turn 14. Into turn 15, this chicane. It's going to be a challenging place for our drivers tonight, that chicane. It's where you can lose or gain the most amount of time. Looks
Yeah,
like
it-
Wes is about to come across the line now. Putting down the first lap. Right into 14th place, 205.765. Following them, Zapata, 207.8. Ramirez is right behind. I believe he's invalid. Ramirez. For some reason jumps to the bottom. He was invalid. So you can see that we actually have a pretty good split right now. I think it's working out good. Russo, 203.1. We actually... I'm going to be surprised if this is the way it turns out, where all pros are in the front and all AMs are in the back. Like, they're supposed to be somebody
Yeah.
up first. Why is
It would be
Tony
up
not in
first.
comms? Because Andrew wanted to be here. Tony, stop that, Tony.
Tony, get out of here! I told you.
See, now he told you to get. He's right. He told you to get out of here just now.
What? No. Huh?
Oh no. So Wells did a 2:05.5. He's already up a half a second on his time. While that is a good improvement, up 7/10 now, is not enough to really move up too much. As I'm saying that, other drivers are jumping up ahead of him right now. Matt Russo flying on his time as well. He's already up 1.2 seconds on his time. And we got a lot of improving laps happening right now as these drivers are heating up their tires and this going in the second lap. James in chat, that was a tight quali. I lost 0.2 in 130R from touching the grass before the turn-in. Should have had pull.
Listen, we've said it before, we'll say it again. Everyone says to touch grass. We vehemently disagree. Do not touch grass. It's bad for your health.
See, Darren. No. If Darren gets put in that same car, Darren, I want to see you drive the Mustang. I want to see how fast you can be in that car. If you're that fast in the GTR, I can imagine how fast you're going to be in the Mustang. Matt Russo up a second and a half. See, I told you can gain a lot of time in that chicane. 1.5 seconds up on his time. Goes from 14th. Probably going to stay in 14th. No, he's not. Up into 11th. Overtaking some of these pro drivers. Like I was saying, you're going to see red plates up in the white plate section tonight. Metcalf up on his time. He starts his next lap. Mike Cortez up a half a second on theirs. Looks like CW Wells about to come across the start-finish line up a second on his time as well, or at least 8/10. Let's see where that puts him. From 21st into 20th, directly behind Westerhoff. Looking to improve on that time for the next lap. Wes Jones has been back and forth from improving and losing his time. Looks like he's invalid, so we'll have to come back to him.
He went just off on that corner there. Looks like he lost his time, unfortunately.
It is unfortunate. I'm going to go back to Russo, all the way up in 11th place. Up another half a second on his time, which will put him in the top 10. He's able to maintain that as he comes through the hairpin. That is the place where I lose all of my time, is the hairpin.
I don't know how to do the hairpin right, but some of these guys are figuring it out. They're getting a bunch of time out of it.
And Darren says, I'll be getting out of your way. Okay, so Darren, here's my thoughts on this. Yeah, they're competing for a podium. Whether you take first place or not, that's not going to really screw with their points or not. They're still fighting each other for those points. They're not fighting you. It's only 1 point. Stay in first. Run away. Do it. Now, if you're afraid about bonking somebody, I understand. A lot of drivers invalid right now on hotter laps, like Glenn Jacobs, for example, is up 7/10, but he's also on an invalid lap. Wes Jones, as we were saying, is invalid, up 2 seconds on his time. But he's going to cross the line now, and a 2:03 invalid. He's going to have to try again next lap. Sean Bramer.
One more.
Oh, yeah, everybody that's crossing now only has one more lap left.
Their last lap. Sean Bramer up 1.5 seconds?
Yep, so
Gee.
28th place is going to move him up. Sean has made an amazing improvement this season.
He really has.
I'm excited to see what he can do when he gets a real wheel and pedals. Moving
What's he
himself
run
up
now?
to 26. The cheapest 1.5 frickin' Newton meter wheel that you can get.
Yep.
Zapata. He's up on his time as he comes out of the S. Has a whole second up on his time. It's going to be an awesome improvement too. Lizzie up on her time as she comes out of the chicane. It's not going to be enough to move up a position, but it is going to be an improvement, and she can start another lap.
Yep. Seeing a lot of black and yellow tape here, Jeremy. Construction workers must be here. Either that or it's high vis for the sake of everyone's safety. I don't know.
I think that's probably what it is. James, good luck. Keep your head down. We want to see you get that podium tonight.
Go fast. Don't take chances.
No chances to be taken.
Yep. It's an hour and a half.
This is quali. Yes, it is. We got a Scary in chat. Zapata's
that,
up
well,
8 tenths. Sorry, go ahead.
8 tenths again. Jeez. Qualifying's over. We got some drivers on the track finishing up their lap. See if we got any improvements. Zapata up almost a second.
Yeah,
So
whole
we'll
second
see
on
how he
his time.
does.
That would move him up into 13th behind Tolu
It would.
Aashe.
It would. That's how he just going through the chicane.
And losing time on the way out. He's going
Yep.
to stay as tight to the right as he can. At least I would
Coming out
be.
of that corner. So difficult to keep traction
Up
off
8
that
tenths, though.
off camber. Yeah.
8/10 improvement moves him up into 16th. Russo right behind him from 11th to 11th with the improvement.
Yep.
That is crazy. And Tonkin is weird. Now, I want to take a look here. The drivers are about to start finishing their laps and such, but Russo is the podium sitter for the AMs. We just got done talking to Tonkin, who is in competition. He's in second for the AMs. And then we also were talking to Ramirez, who didn't even set a qualifying time. Devin, hello. Hope there's no drunk driving. That's your job. When are you going to come back and drunk drive? We need to see you back in our series again.
Yeah.
Drew Freiberger up a 1.5 seconds on his time as he comes out of the second sector into the third towards 130R. 1.5 seconds will move him up. What, 4 positions to 21st?
Second and a half. Yeah, just about.
Got to hold on to that. I think, honestly, the Audi is one of the prettiest sounding cars out on track.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Audi is the only V10 on the track.
That's probably
So,
why. Man. He's up 2 seconds. Look at that.
Jeez. Screaming through the chicane.
2
Coming
second,
onto the front
2 second
straight.
improvement's not going to be enough to put him much higher than 21st.
Still, incredible.
He's
incredible
2.5, almost 2.5. Goes up in 20th.
place. Nicely done.
Ramirez says
from
he's out.
Freiberger.
I don't know. You just see that in chat. Ramirez saying he's out.
He's out?
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but he's out.
Is this in the Discord?
No, that was in game chat. You know what time it is, don't you, Andrew?
Oh, I know what time it is. You best believe I know what time it is.
Flying down the track now. You haven't had the urge to come back. Haven't touched a wheel since your last noobs race. You should come back though. We want you back. Look at that beautiful lineup. Yeah, Audi and the Lamborghini share the same motor. All right, Andrew, I am ready for you to read. You read at your speed, and I'll move the camera to match.
Alrighty, folks. We've got 33 cars on grid. Let's read them off. In first place on the pole, Darren Thomas in the GTR 613 car. Number 2, Mr. Casaboon in the Ford number 77. In third place, Zach Schneider in the AMG number 15. Nico Menendez close behind in the 756 AMG. Mike Burkhoff qualified well in the number 90 Ford. Kevin Rivera in 6th place, the 787 Ferrari. Nick Kanya in the 101 AMG in 7th place. 8th place, our very own Devin Anthony in the only Honda on track in 664. A. Gerber is in the number 11 Porsche, 9th place. 10th place is Mr. Griswold in the 920 Aston Martin. Beautiful car.
Is that an Aston?
Matt Russo, is it?
No, it is
Nope, that's a
not.
Bentley. Sorry, I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking at the titles here. It's close enough. Close enough.
Yep,
moving on to the number 341 Porsche, Matt Russo. Mr. Poe in the 29 Ferrari in 12th place, 13th place. Holu in the 19 Porsche. 14th place, Mike Cortez in the 716 McLaren, close behind, and another McLaren, Mr. Johnston in the 777 McLaren. 16th place, Jay Hauser in the number 4 BMW. 17th place, Zapata in the 299 BMW. 18th place is Mr. Tonkin himself, 117 Ferrari today. 19th place is Justice in the 177 Lexus, the only Lexus on the track, I believe. Drew Freiberger in 20th place in the 419 Audi. Mr. Metcalf in 582 and 21st place in a Lamborghini. Queeman in the 22nd place in the number 7 Porsche. Mr. Jacobs in the number 10 Aston Martin, 23rd place. 24th place, Westerhoff in the 112 McLaren. 25th place is Mr. Wells in the 450 McLaren. 26th place, Mr. Cook in the number 23 BMW. John Bramer in 27th place, 220 Ferrari. Mr. Jones in a Ferrari as well in 28th place. And Art Brown in 29th place, 997 BMW. Lizzie in number 30th place in the 79 McLaren. B. Harold in the 747 BMW in 31st place. 32nd place, Mr. Ramirez in the pits, it looks like. And we have Chanley in 33rd in the 67 Aston Martin. Our drivers are headed off into the outlet, folks. This is going to be a very exciting race.
I am excited to see this race. The drivers have been driving off. We were just catching them last moment, so I'm excited to see where this race goes tonight. I'm excited to see how the drivers do. They all got together with Nico Menendez last night for the close racing workshop, blue flag, close racing, that kind of thing. It was a practical workshop. It wasn't just sit and watch and listen. So I'm hoping that they're going to be able to put that to the test today and race really close together safely. We'll see.
Yep.
There was a huge turnout, so it's pretty awesome. Grizz in chat just saying LOL. Why not? Might as well.
Mm-hmm.
The music is still musicking. We'll give it a little bit longer. Maybe as the drivers come through 130R at that point, we'll turn the music off.
Fortunately, it looks like we got two drivers in the pits.
Yeah, Ramirez said he was out. I don't know what was going on with him. Metcalf is in the pits as well. I bet you his was an accident. And then I'm seeing another car in the pits, but I think that might just be a glitch on my end on the map there. But regardless of all of that, we're excited to be here. We're excited for the finale of this series. I'm excited to start the mystery series. That is going to be awesome.
It's going to be so much fun.
There's only two people that know what this series is about, and one of them is in the booth with me tonight.
Yep.
And the other one's me.
Yep. We kept this one close to the chest. Ain't no one know what the heck we're doing.
Nope. We had some back-end chatter going on. So what's this mystery series about? And then somebody else goes, nobody knows. Only Andrew and Jeremy. And they got all mad. So I understand the frustration, but we don't want any leaks on what this series is going to be.
No one gets to know.
But I did post in chat maybe a little secret hint. I said something about the new Microsoft Flight Sim coming out and how we're going to be doing air races.
Gonna get the Red Bull Extra 300 out on track with us.
Yep.
It's gonna be great.
That would be a blast. Darren Thomas coming around Spoon, weaving back and forth in that beautiful GTR. It's all one for sale, actually. Production model. Yeah, that was for sale for $100,000.
One of the only cars where you can buy a brand new one today, and if you went back 15 years, it would be the same car. Nissan hold on to that title.
Look at that beautiful lineup of cars coming down, heating up their tires. For the last time in the GT3 Rookie Series Season 5, the drivers are about to go side by side. The drivers in the back need to speed themselves up and get up there or they're going to be out of position.
Yep.
Luckily, it's not like that first race at Coda where they were flying through a corner, so something to be rethought for next Series 3. Let's get the music. Let's get the music turned off, and let's get ready to rumble. Oh boy,
I'm excited.
my pants are coming off. Oh, they're going back on.
Whoa! You have pants?
Well, I know that you like to wear shorts.
I love wearing shorts. I hate pants.
Pit start strategy. Hey man, it happens. It's about to happen though. You need to get ready to hit drive and go.
Turn one. It's the dangerous game. Sometimes it is safer to just stay in the pit. You
It's
never
just
know.
such a long straight here to get to that start finish line.
Yes, it is.
The lights are currently red. And we're green at Suzuka. All the drivers in back starting to get sideways. You already got one in the wall, like I said.
Oh, no.
I feel like that has been a common theme this season, where at the start of the race, we have somebody in a wall. It's been more times this season than we've seen nearly any other season.
Yep.
Darren Thomas trying to run away. James Cosmoon right on his tail. Up the hill they go. I hear a dog barking in the background.
There is a dog barking in the background. She's having a great time. She's excited. We're all excited.
Got a little bit of side-by-side action from Zapata and Hauser going up the hill. Hauser on the inside there in that Ford BMW. Zapata able to hold that line on the outside, doing an awesome job of it.
Yeah, well done.
Got a little bit more side-by-side going on with Justice and Freiberger. Looks like he's going to hold on to that position as well. Pit window's open. 88 minutes to pit, everybody. 88 minutes.
Let's see how the drivers do going in the hairpin. Keeping it clean so far. We'll see how those in the back fare. Looking pretty good.
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's that one screw up at the beginning.
Yep.
Let's move all the way back up to the front here as we watch Aaron Thomas, James Cossaboon, and Zach Schneider all same distance from each other at this point.
Yep.
You can see Darren going defensive there as James got the run on him.
James got
Up
a
the hill.
huge run on Darren.
James
What is going
overtaking.
on?
Before they even get to
Darren's slowing
130,
down to a crawl.
I think Darren said he was going to do that deliberately.
Oh, yeah.
Give
just
them the
getting out of
position
the
back.
way.
Because these guys are fighting for the podium in the series. Darren doesn't want to accidentally hit somebody and cause somebody to screw up. So it looks like Darren has backed out quite a bit and is now in the mix with Austin Gerber and Poe in the back.
Yep.
James Cossaboon's got to be defensive once again from Schneider behind. Both going to the outside line. Proper racing from both drivers at this instance. Going to move all the way back to Tonkin. I want to see how he's doing. He's now in second place for the AMs. Mike Cortez holding that first place position. Russo must have gotten into something. Got some ground to make up. So it looks like Tonkin's got 0.3 seconds ahead, a whole second and a half to Johnston behind. Joey Johnston was one of our pro drivers that got moved early on, or AM drivers that got moved early on to the pro split. We're excited to see those guys racing again in their proper splits next season. Let's move all the way to the back here with Harold and Lizzie. Harold's trying to gain on Lizzie. I think he was the driver that spun right off the bat. Yeah, you can see that damage on the rear of his car there.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some time to gain. He's outside of that 1 second range now at this point. Mike Cook. As soon as I look at somebody, they end up backing off the driver ahead of them. Back up to Joey Johnston. Joey's got Zapata, Hauser, and Russo all behind him, and he's just trying to run away. Looks like Cossaboon has started to gain some ground on Schneider.
Yeah.
He
Pulling
goes,
away.
he goes down the back straight. That car is just going to pull away.
You know, LFM put out a recent BOP update, and I'm pretty sure they added something like 16 kgs to the Mustang. And you can see why. That thing just runs away. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're using the previous BOP, so that BOP does not apply to tonight's race. We didn't want to screw with anybody's race for that in that instance.
Uh-huh.
You can see that ground being gained just ever so slightly by Schneider behind, but he's not going to look and do the move here. Best thing that he can do is just try and stay there. It's pretty much an endurance race at this point. 90-minute race tonight. That's a long time to go. You just want to make sure you can have the endurance.
Yeah.
Looks like Tolu
really.
Lache is trying to get around Brown ahead. Look, Brown is a back marker here as they're side by side. Oh, and there's a spin going on between those two drivers. Hold your brakes! Oh my goodness, I'm yelling at somebody even though they can't hear me.
Oh no!
I backed out of that view. I didn't want to watch it no more. It was giving me a heart attack.
I'm watching it. Oh, bad thing. Tolu's still in the middle of the track. Oh man! Get out of there, Tolu!
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna actually
Right,
watch.
Tolu's off the track. Oh no! But Brown spins. And
Oh God, he's seeing so much.
John Bramer spins. Oh my goodness! What is happening?
Bramer driving backwards.
How unfortunate.
That is some damage on Bramer's car. Look at that.
Damage. Oh no.
There was a lot going on that I did not want to see. Okay.
I had to watch all of it.
It's one of those you can't look away. Yep.
Couldn't look away.
Yep. While that was
Man.
all happening, we were watching Russo as he comes up to Hauser, Russo has the pace on him, so we'll see if he can get an overtake done in this lap or the next. Hauser up a single position from where he qualified. Matt Russo down 5 positions from where he qualified. You can see on the left side of the screen there. See him going tight on the inside. Turn 13. Looks like he's going to be able to get that overtake done before they get to 130R. He's got to stay kind of defensive.
Now they're real close together going on 130R. You
Yep.
know, every driver goes through this a little different. You got to give each other space.
Yep, get ready to back out because somebody might break earlier.
Uh-huh.
He's running away. While we're talking about that, Hauser and Justice are going side by side, and Justice gets another overtake done. It's a much better run by Justice.
Yeah, absolutely. Justice up 3 positions from qualifying so far. Doing great work.
Yep, awesome job. I know you guys are seeing somebody, Patrick R. on the left side, lap 9 in the pits and in first place. That is false. And James Kosman is our current leader of the race. Still with Zach Schneider right behind him. Now, here's my bet, if you're willing to take a bet with me. James is very fast, as we've seen, but Zach is extremely consistent.
Very consistent.
So I'm expecting more tire wear from James. I'm expecting more off tracks or even time gains from him.
Yeah.
A possible drive-through. If no drive-through, I'm expecting an overtake from Zach either in the pits because he took less fuel because he's a little bit more consistent.
Yep.
Or eventually James will wear his tires down to a point where Zach was going to be able to pass. That's my bet. Zach will pass.
Honestly, the thing with Zach is that consistency is menacing. You see him behind you, and he just doesn't. You cannot pull away. He stayed at half a second for the last 3 laps, has not budged. Every time James seems to get any kind of an edge, especially coming off this straight going into 130R, Zach just catches him in that first chicane almost every time. So this is going to be quite the battle to see. Definitely 2 different strategies going on between the incredibly fast pace and the slightly slower but more consistent laps. We'll see who wins.
So what I'm noticing just watching this lap with James and Schneider, it looks like James is able to pull away on the back straight, and then everywhere else Schneider gets right on his tail.
Yep.
In chat, we've got Jake Wells Racing. I don't know who you are. Brand new to sim racing. I can't.
Personally, I would recommend Helicam.
Yep.
It gives you the best situational awareness of what's going on.
This is what I use for racing.
Yeah. So that's my bet.
Yep. If you do this view, it's like your RC carring. It's great. So
yeah,
especially if you're going to use a controller.
Yeah. Back in 8th and 9th place, looks like we got a bit of a competition between Poe and Gerber. Real close to each other going into the S's here.
I don't think that's Poe, my friend. That's Devin Anthony ahead.
Oh, sorry, looking at the wrong car.
Hello, Jake. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. 90-minute race tonight. We are 10 minutes in, so long way to go.
10 minutes in, and man, some stuff has happened.
Yes, it has, and I didn't want to watch it, which is unfortunate for the viewers, but it was fortunate for me.
I watched it. I gave him a play-by-play.
Ooh, Glenn Jacobs trying to get a move done on Westerhoff. Looks like he went just a little bit too wide there on the exit of that part of the S through turn 5 into turn 6. I'm try and gain some ground up the hill. Actually, it looks like he's backing out as far as position and spacing goes. And Westerhoff is trying to catch up to Queenman ahead. Look at that pretty car that Westerhoff made. I'm going to look at this livery. Normally, we don't just look at liveries, but we're doing it today. Look how pretty this livery is.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
That rad racing car. Look, did you notice what it is?
What am I looking at?
He took part of our hexagons and put it on his car. That's why it's so gorgeous.
He just
stamped it. He just stamped it on his car.
Nice.
Now I can't say for sure if it was our hexagons or not, but they're zoomed in hexagons. Okay.
Any hexagons are our hexagons. Come on.
And some would say out of this world. Some would say Devin Anthony. It has Gerber right behind him as they're coming around turn 17 down the front straight. Gerber's right behind. I don't know if he's got the run there.
I don't think so. He's got about 2 cars between them. I mean, this first corner is a great place to pass, but you got to be a bit closer than that.
You gotta be right on their tail.
Oh
Otherwise,
no,
he's
Gerber locking up.
sliding across, trying to rejoin. So he doesn't lose a lot of time, but he's got to do it safely. He loses a position because of it.
Unfortunate.
Extremely unfortunate. Matt Russo working his way up. He's in the podium positions. I want to just point this out really quickly. Matt Russo qualified in first in like 10th place overall, first for the AMs with spaces between them. Got into some sort of incident early on and is now down in third. He lost a lot more positions than that, but he's in third. Tonkin, on the other hand, is up 7 positions from where he qualified.
Incredible work from Tonkin. He is absolute animal out there right now.
Now, in order for Tonkin, speaking of Tonkin Balkin, in order for Tonkin to jump Russo in the standings, he needs to be 6 or 7 positions ahead of him, something of that sort.
I believe so.
So it's pretty wild how many positions he needs to be ahead of Russo in order to jump from second to first on him.
Yeah, it really is crazy to think that even with as much of a lead as he has, let's see if we put it all together, he's almost 10 seconds ahead of Russo. Still, he's going to basically just have to wait and see if Russo can make a mistake while he stays out in front, and that's the only way he'll be able to pull ahead in points. But either way, great work from Tonkin.
I got a question in chat. What happened to your boy Darren Thomas? Darren didn't want to interfere with the top couple of drivers' race. So he deliberately backed out and is now just chilling with everybody else. He's just cruising through tonight's race.
Yeah, this is a nice Sunday drive for Darren today.
Yeah, so he's not in any point standings because he didn't join until midway through the series. So he's letting the fast boys in front do their racing, and politely enough, he's letting the fast boys of the red plates do the same thing. So I'm gonna take another look up here in front of Kasaboon once again. Still only a half a second ahead of Schneider.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to counter my own bet from earlier that if Kasaboon can break that draft from Schneider and get outside of a second, he's going to run away.
Yeah. That said, though, let's see, how far away is he? I mean, he's not that far off from back markers. We'll probably see him catching up in probably 15, 20 laps. That's not that long. Like I said, right around pit, or where he might be pitting. So he's going to have to pull way ahead to keep that draft. But then, as I'm saying that, Zach Schneider closing that gap like a madman going into the hairpin. But James can just pull away coming out of the corners. That Mustang is so fast.
The way I've learned these tight corners is if you gain time into the corner, you're going to lose it on the way out. That's just the way it happens.
Yep.
So,
unless you're either Mike Burkhoff or Darren Thomas when you gain both places somehow.
Yeah, yep. They can just delete the corner. Where's P1? P1 is James Kasaboon up here. Like we were talking about, he's only 0.8 seconds ahead of Schneider. What you're seeing on the left side of the screen with Richard R, that is a false target on that. So unfortunately, I can't remove that from there. If I could, I would. Maybe I can talk to Race Labs about adding that functionality where I can just remove that top driver from there, because it's a false readout. It's not something we like to see either. Mike Burkhoff, speaking of people that do crazy things, he's fighting for that podium position now. Coming up behind Nico Menendez. Nico staying just a little bit on the inside, but he doesn't need to. Got plenty of space. They go into turn 1. Start their way into the S's. Mike closing that gap just a little bit more. Coming over those curves.
Nico's going to be, and this is where the endurance of endurance races really comes into play. Yeah, driving for an hour and a half, it can be a little long, but the thing you really have to contend with is a mental fatigue of having someone right behind you or right in front of you for the entire race.
Mm-hmm.
It is so taxing on a driver to have to maintain consistency while also worrying about the car behind or the car in front.
I'll take a look at Gerber and Poe again, as they're now just a quarter of a second from each other. Poe getting a better run up the hill. They're going into turn 8 and 9. You can see Gerber turning in just enough earlier to be just that much closer.
Yep.
However, Poe's got the run on the way out. Got to try and outbrake him into the hairpin. It's a dangerous place to outbrake and a dangerous place to attempt the overtake. If you do it right, you can get it done, though.
Yep, and then we got Simon Tonkin just eating up the time behind these two white plates.
Yep. Tonkin's going to try and get ahead of him and run away. Matt Russo's got quite a gap to catch back up. He's in that third place position behind, as you can see on the screen on the left side there. Probably won't be able to make the briefing after the race. I'm not even home. There's no briefing tonight. There's no briefing tonight. It's next week. No briefing tonight.
What are you talking about?
The mystery series.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh, and there's the bonk. Pogo's
Yep.
flying completely sideways, backwards even.
Man.
That was extremely unfortunate. Gerber has come to a stop and is waiting for Poe.
Oh, dangerous place to rejoin here.
Yep. That was very nice of Gerber to do. Extremely unfortunate. They're going to continue racing as they should be. Want to jump right back up to the front place, though. James Casaboon now has a quarter second behind him. Zach Schneider closing that gap just a little bit more here and there. Putting that extra pressure on James. James's fastest lap of today's race is a 2-minute 0.5. Schneider's 2-minute 0.6. The last lap from James, 2:01.4. Schneider's 2:01.2. Mike Burkhoff showing up out of nowhere. Look at his fastest lap.
2.46.
He's
What
the
a
fastest
freaking animal.
lap of the race right now, 2:04. Wow.
Mike just shows up. Mike just shows up and
He
just
does that.
ruins everybody else's
does that.
day.
Yep.
What is going on?
I'm going to jump to the back of the pack now. We're going to look at Queeman and Metcalf. Queeman's trying to gain some ground on him, losing a little bit of time as they go into turn one here, actually, as we're talking about it. They were a lot closer on the way into the corner.
Oh, Queeman spinning
Queeman's
out,
off.
hitting the wall.
Well, he's got to try and rejoin and gain that ground right back up.
Yep.
That is unfortunate. Let's move up to the middle of the pack again. There's Poe and Gerber once again, still trying to go at it, but they've got Johnston ahead of them now in that all-carbon McLaren. Poe trying to get around him. He wants to just get around and go, but Johnston is fighting for that position as well. There he goes to the inside, going to try and outbrake. Poe.
Oh,
Little
some
bonk.
contact.
That's going to send Johnston wide. Gerber's going to tuck him behind and hold that position. We're going to see a replay of last lap. It doesn't look like it.
I hope not.
Gerber's not close enough to go for that kind of send.
Nope.
You can see behind Justice trying to get around Johnston in the back there in that Lexus.
Oh, man, 130R, not a great place to try to pass.
Nothing crazy came of that. Poe and Gerber going at it again. Looks like Gerber's going to get the better run for the beginning of the chicane, not for the exit. And these guys slow down too fast. They're pretty wild. This is our guys fighting for the bottom or the middle pack of the pro split right here. We have 3 bronzes ahead of these guys. 3 AM drivers ahead.
Yep. Looks like Zach Schneider
James
getting real close.
Yeah. Zach might go to the inside. You can see Schneider trying to hold him off as he goes into the hairpin.
Yep.
On the way out,
Oh,
Zach's going to have the better run on the exit there. And
that Mustang just runs away.
yeah, it does. It's got a lot of power. 22 seconds away from the last place driver right now in 30th place. So you're going to see some back markers going on here soon. 1 hour and 10 minutes left in the race. I think here in about 20 minutes, we're going to see some drivers jumping into the pits to complete their proper pit stop.
Yep. Now, what do you think, Jeremy? We've got these top 4 within a second or two of each other, especially Zach Casaboon, and then Nico and Mike are kind of fighting each other, kind of in their own separate battles here. What do you think is going through their minds in terms of pit strategies?
So, just being at the front of the pack, having done it once in my entire life, the best thing to do, especially with as many drivers out on track, is to stay in as clean an air as you can possibly stay.
Yep.
So as long as they're not getting into traffic ahead of them, they're going to stay out for a full 60 minutes, if not more. They're going to use an entire tank of fuel.
Absolutely.
Now, depending on what went through their mind initially, though, you may have seen these guys up in front hold off on the amount of fuel they put in. They may have put a lighter amount of fuel so they can continue running these fast laps at the beginning. So if they did that, they could have mistakenly gave themselves an earlier pit stop. And if they do that, they're going to throw themselves into the back of the pack in 15th and 14th in that range. And then they've got to try and race their way back through what is essentially back markers. So and they still call themselves rookies. Nope, they will not be. We have
our first pit. Darren Thomas.
Yep, Darren Thomas going to the pit. You might as well. He's going in and chilling.
He's got to get some coffee. He's enjoying his day.
Taking another look at Poe.
Lizzie is alive. She is in 27th right now. Kind of doing her own thing.
Yep, all alone.
Yeah. So far, pretty clean race for Lizzie.
Don't see any damage on her car either.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way that we run our rookie series is during the entire series, anybody can join at any point. Except for the last race, we don't allow new people to join the last race. So that we don't get new people in and screwing up podiums. But the entire time that people join, they usually join in the AM split. Myself and Andrew go through race by race, and we will move people that are showing consistency and speed that we believe don't belong in the AM split. Tony, thank you for being here. Have a good night, buddy.
Love you, bye, Tony.
Yeah, you should have seen him in the first 3 races. By the time we get to the finale, everybody's usually where they're supposed to be. You could have joined as a dam, and you would have been moved before the start of the series because we know who you are, Jake Wells.
He said he's brand new, and he drives a helicam.
Drives a helicam.
That's worse than mouse and keyboard, man. Driving a helicam, that's got to be the worst. All right, let's see what we got going on. People starting to spread out on the track. We still have the usuals. We got first and second battling it out. Nico and Mike in third and fourth. They're doing the same with a bit of a gap between them. Poe and Gerber still going at it. And we got some in the low 20s. Looks like they're real close together. Mike Cook, Glenn Jacobs, and Tolu all kind of going at it. Getting some more space between them now.
Tolu.
Oh, that was really close there.
Mike Cook going off a little bit.
Glenn, it looks like I think it was Glenn who went off. Nope, Chanley went off and almost came back and slammed into Cook. That was a close one.
We love you, Jake. Even though you don't love us as much as we love you more. Glenn Jacobs. Trying to close that gap to Mike Cook ahead, but also trying not to let Tolu catch up.
Yep.
He's getting right in there, right behind Glenn, or right behind Mike. We know you're a safe driver. I love these camera views. They're not good for seeing the race, but they are cinematic. TV1 is.
Yeah, great to watch. Watch one car at a time, not many cars.
Yeah, you try and watch the actual battle going on, you got to switch to TV2.
Yep.
Glenn losing a little bit of time. Now Tolu's going to get a run. Oh, Mike's off as well. Glenn's going to get around, or at least alongside as they get ready to go into turn 10 and the hairpin. They got Tolu side by side here.
Wide.
Going wide on the outside. Nice and safe by all drivers. Unfortunately for Glenn, he lost that time after gaining it. And try and tuck his nose back in and try and get another run there. Glenn Jacobs. Boys had a blast in Indy. Dude, Indy was awesome. Like I said, that was the best weekend I've probably ever had.
That was a great time.
I just want to point out that James Casaboon in first place is coming up to the first back marker, which is Darren Thomas. Now, Darren, an extremely rapid driver, should try to run away. However, he may just give up that position. Yep, you can see him. He's giving up position now.
Oh, Zach Schneider going on the inside. James goes a little wide coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah, not able to hold on to it. That Mustang's still running away. Is Zach going to poke his nose in? He's not. There's a car rejoining up ahead. They got to watch out for that. Dust across the track. We're getting into dangerous territory here. Schneider closing up that gap as much as he can as they go down the back straight. What do you mean is Andrew going to COTA next year? Why don't you ask everybody if we're going to COTA next year?
There you know I'm going to COTA next year.
Schneider right on his tail going through the... Oh, you get a little bit of bounce. Getting a better run on the exit.
Just can't hold on to it. A little bit of slip coming out of the corner.
Just enough that he had to back out of that. Extremely unfortunate. Let's get an onboard view with Schneider here. See what he's got to go through. Do a whole lap with Schneider. You can hear those wheels locking up in the rear and the front as it understeers there. Oversteer as it comes on the way out. Using the entire curb. A little bit less there. This is a whole lift area. You seem like you need a brake, but if you just lift, you're good through there. I get on the gas before James does, without slipping. Looks like he's got a better run on the way up the hill. Lost a little bit on the exit there, that corner. Now he's got to try and make up all that time that he has lost. Jumping the curb. And the better turn in, better exits. You can see James slipping a little bit. Got to be careful going wide there and get a penalty point for that. Out braking on the way in, closing up all of that gap.
And then there the Mustang goes.
Yep. He gained 2/10 though going into the hairpin.
He did.
I think if Schneider's going to do an overtake, that's probably where it's going to be, but he's got to catch James off guard.
Uh-huh. Seems like James has been making mistakes in that hairpin.
There we go. There's the mistake made by James.
Going into the braking zone is where James seems to be a little bit weaker than Zach. Like we said, Zach's so consistent into everything. James really pushing to stay ahead.
Me when I missed the finale. Didn't you miss last week's too? Zach is also able to gain some time on this corner too. Look at that. And cutting over the curb and the next curb, trying to get the better exit. He's up. Gained 4/10 on James that lap.
Yep. Let's see what their lap times are this time around. Almost identical.
Yep. Yep. Like within a couple hundredths. Look at that. You can see it on the left side of the screen there. Thousandths of a second. No, hundredths of a second rather. 1/100th.
1/100th of a second.
Night, Jake. Take it easy. Love you. Bye.
Hey, Jake. I will say, Matt Russo in 11th place was making some good headway on Mike Cortez in the 716 McLaren. Looks like he lost a little bit of it, but we'll see how he does coming out of this chicane here. Fortunately, not a great run coming out of the corner there. Looks like he lost a bit of time, but he's been within about half a second of Cortez for the last lap or so.
We know that Russo has the pace to get around these drivers. I think he's just worried about tire wear and fuel consumption at this point.
Yep.
We're approaching 1 hour, 30. This is 30 minutes into the race. So the tires are starting to wear a little bit. You have to start thinking it a little bit more consistently than you were during qualifying. So
yeah, one thing that can definitely get into a driver's head and really screw him up is trying to get the same lap times on worn tires and pushing too hard, making a mistake because of it.
coming all the way to the back, we got Chanley in the back. Ryan Chanley trying to gain some time on Glenn Jacobs as they come out of the chicane down the front straight. Chanley's been fighting through all of these AMs lately. It's not a normal place to see him. I've seen him fighting pros during the pro races, so let's just be having an off day.
I do remember seeing Chanley off track coming onto the front straight there. Definitely lost some positions. I'm not sure if he has damage or anything.
We got Patrick Dubois coming out of the pits in 34th position. I didn't know we had that many people on track.
I think he may have just joined.
You're just rejoining us, huh? Yeah, you're right. He hasn't done a single lap. Patrick
Yep.
Dubois joining us 30 minutes into the race.
Hey, glad he's here.
So Shanley trying to catch up to Metcalf. Looks like Glenn was able to get around Metcalf. Glenn Jacobs right on the tail of Mike Cook once again. We got Poe and Gerber still going at it, these two.
Still going.
This is another situation now. These guys are fighting for 12th place. But I mean, it's the same similar race as what we're seeing from first place between Kosovo and Schneider, where it's just constant battling the entire race.
Uh-huh.
Just trying to gain the 10th here and there.
Really makes the hour and a half extra long when you're just fighting that whole time. But both of these battles between first as well as was that for Guelph?
Yep.
I mean, it's like I said, same thing. Just different position on the track. Both sets of drivers just giving it everything they got.
Had a moment with Wells and Darren Thomas. Like Darren was giving up that position to Wells.
Yep. Looks
But-
like as our top 5 have been passing, looks like only one back marker,
Yep.
but they've
29.
really spaced out now.
I just want to put this out there. P34 is about to be lapped by Lizzie. Mr.
Way to go,
Kamikaze.
Lizzie!
Wait, who's Mr. Kamikaze?
Is it David?
David's
He's
not
even
racing.
Oh no! Zach with contact with James spins out.
See him
What
sliding around.
just
I'm going to back
happened?
this up 15 seconds. I want to see what happened as they come through 130R. There's a back marker in between them. Zach tries to outbrake the back marker and ends up just going narrow. Luckily doesn't hit James. Spins around to get back on track. That puts him down in 4th place behind Mike Burkhoff. Nico Menendez now trying to catch up to first. Mike Burkhoff has Wells between them. Wells was the odd man out. And that's I think that's the reason why there was contact between Zach and James. So, not that he's to blame, but he just was there. It was just it was a factor. Lizzie has Darren Thomas behind her. And James is getting through as well. Lizzie just getting out of the way safely. Nico Menendez now has to get through Darren Thomas and Lizzie to catch up to James. James is taking a deep breath of relief right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Lizzie's doing awesome. She's been doing great the entire season. She's joined the Wreck race team. Wreck-It race. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Wreck-It
it's
Ralph race team.
Wreck-It Race Ralph team.
Yeah.
Wreck-It-
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the yellow tape has really helped her out.
I think so too. I say Metcalf's coming up behind Glenn Jacobs. Both Wreck-It race teams drivers. You can see Metcalf going to the inside. Getting the overtake done. I think Glenn was just team ordering that one and backing out, letting Eric have that position.
Yep.
Glenn just wants to finish the race, I think.
Yeah. Let's say, look at Glenn's car. I don't see really any damage. I'm wondering if he's maybe just his tires are starting to wear out.
The tape has really helped her. Wrecked all of the things, team. So we were talking about Poe and Gerber a little bit ago. Poe has dropped off 2 seconds off of Gerber now, and Gerber's trying to pass Mike Cortez at this point. And Gerber's got quite a bit of ground to catch back up to that. Speaking of Lizzie, we've got Kevin Rivera. Both of these Puerto Rican drivers on track trying to overtake Lizzie ahead. Lizzie, a back marker, is going to have to get out of the way here shortly. Not a good place to do it here. Lizzie's going to wait for the opportune moment. She'll probably be on the way up the hill here. She's going to move to the right. Nope, not going to happen. Maybe same place. There it is. She moved to the right there. And Kevin by. Kevin trying to catch back up to Mike Burkhoff now. 6 seconds behind Mike. Got a long way to go. Looks like the podium drivers may have a little bit of time. Oh my goodness, Lizzie off track, rejoining. That was dangerous. CW Wells behind. These two racing for position, Wells and Lizzie, both on the Wreck-It Race team as well. Darren is in 25th, but he's given up positions to everybody, so he doesn't get involved with any of the battles. He's done that deliberately. He said he was going to. Wells, while trying to catch up to Lizzie, has Kanya behind in that 5th place position. He's going to give that up. Kanya is going to be right behind Lizzie now. And all Wells is going to do is hope that it slows Lizzie down enough for him to catch back up.
Yep.
Kanye and Lizzie side by side. Go ahead.
It's going to be tough for Wells. He's got that damage on the front end of his car. I'm sure that's slowing him down on this straights. And who knows if it's affecting his turn-in abilities. He got that less grip on the front.
I have no idea.
And a pretty nasty spill not that long ago. So let's see if he chooses to fix the damage. You know, on these shorter races, Jeremy, it's really kind of a toss-up. I'm really no good with pits, but I remember being told once that if you have more than like 10 to 15 seconds of damage for more than an hour worth of racing, it's worth fixing. So
it depends on how much time you're losing, though. So if you're not losing any time, you don't want to give up that 10 seconds. If you're losing a second per lap, you've got more than 10 laps, you're going to lose that time anyways. Fix your car, right? So you've got to do the math on it on the fly while you're driving. That's why it's good to, especially during a proper endurance driver swap, let them know how much time damage you have. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll let you know how much is left on your stint if it's worth coming in, pitting, or repairing the damage or what. 90% of the time, though, during a proper endurance race, if you've got less than a minute of damage, you're just going to fix your car because endurance races last for hours. So.
Yep, exactly. Oh, Alice, Lizzie and Wells going side by side. Wells gets the overtake done, goes into the dirt, though.
Still is able to hold that outside line ahead of Lizzie.
Man, close racing. Even
with the damage. Lizzie's just like, don't touch me, and I'm not going to touch you. She doesn't want to get another penalty, right? She's already lost one race. If she gets more penalties, she could lose the entire series.
Yep.
I just want to point this out really quick. No, I'm not pointing it out. I thought Nico was behind Cosmo, and it turns out it was Queeman. So disregard that. A lot of drivers have started to split off at this point. This is one of those moments where if you're up in the podium positions, you don't have anybody around you for a couple seconds ahead or whatever. At this point, you relax. You plan on doing your pit stop in about maybe another 10, 20 minutes. I don't think... If I were them, I wouldn't do my pit stop until the 30-minute mark if I had the fuel for it. That's just me. There's no reason to do it. Metcalf and Cook still going at it. Cook with that damage. Metcalf is clean behind him. So Metcalf's going to have the probably the faster car overall. Metcalf doing 203s at his fastest. I'm sorry, 205s at his fastest. And then 204s. I'm all sorts of backwards. I'm looking at the wrong driver here. Metcalf, 203s at his fastest, 205s for Mike Cook at his fastest. So you know Metcalf has the ability to complete an overtake. He's just got to be able to catch up and do it. Metcalf's last lap was a 206. So he's 3 seconds off his own pace right now. Metcalf has Glenn Jacobs behind as well. These three race team drivers, they respect each other to a point where they don't want to overtake. And I believe Metcalf has the ability to get around Cook and just run away, but I think he's trying to keep Cook ahead of him.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say, especially Cook has so much damage on the front end. Yeah, it looks like there we go, Metcalf flashing Cook. He's a bit behind to be trying an overtake here. But letting him know that he's there maybe and that he's going to be passing here first chance he gets.
Well, let's see what happens. He's got the run on the way out. He's going towards the center. He's going to back out of it. Not really enough space to try and do a send into that corner. Losing time on the chicane. Now he's backed off even further from Cook. But it looks like he may have a run down the front straight. Still has the draft as well. He's up 2/10 already going down the front straight.
Yep.
It's not enough to do an overtake into turn 1. He closes the gap up a little bit as he goes wide, but he's going to tighten it in, get on the gas early, try and close that gap just a little bit more. Into the S's. Like I said, not a great place to overtake, but it is an awesome place to catch back up to a driver. When you get the better line through there, you can get right on their tail, so you can overtake them into turn 7 up the hill, turn 8 as well.
Metcalf slow, just consistently closing that gap
Yeah,
behind
look,
Cook.
now 1/10 behind, going to the inside. Like I said, into turn 8, he's not going to be able to complete the overtake there. He did put his nose in there. These drivers are driving for position, so regardless of the team, they may want those extra points. You know.
Yeah. Metcalf continuously flashing Mike Cook, trying to let him know, hey man, I'm trying to pass here. I got the speed. You know,
if you got the speed, you should be
don't
able to
let me
overtake
through.
as well.
Don't let me through, but I'm gonna put my nose in there. I'm just letting you know about it.
Yeah. So my guess is that all of these drivers, all of these Wreck-It Race Team drivers are all in voice chat together. And
I'm sure.
even though he's flashing at them, they're probably giggling about it, you know?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
So these drivers are actually coming up on Wes Jones ahead. Wes Jones is up 10 positions from his qualifying. So he's slower paced than the 2 drivers behind him. However, he does have the faster best lap out of Mike Cook. Actually, I take that back. Metcalf has a better fastest lap than all of them in that whole section there. Papa Jones. Wes Jones ahead. Sees this group of Wreck-It Race Team drivers behind and is sweating. Like, oh no, I've got a whole group. So here's a pit stop strategy that I would undertake. If I were Jones in this instance, and I know that I got these faster drivers coming up behind me, as soon as they're in a position where they're going to start overtaking and causing me to lose time, at that point I would jump into the pits.
Yep.
And get my pit stop done, and hopefully I'm not around those drivers or any other drivers whenever I come out.
Yep. The pit is a really great tool to use to get out of any kind of situation where you're going to be consistently losing time. If you got people behind you, like you said, you're just gonna, you might be doing the right thing, letting the faster drivers by, but everyone's slowed down whenever anyone's passing. So just get out of the way, do your pit, get it done, and then get on the track with some clean air, and hopefully no one behind you is going to get in your way.
Yeah, absolutely. While all of that's happening, Patrick Dubois has caught up to this group of drivers as well. Patrick in 33rd after joining 30 minutes late into the race, but he is doing 201.9. So he is going to overtake all of these drivers at some point, hopefully without incident. Yep, so you can see Glenn going wide there, giving him that space to get the overtake done. Patrick is just an extremely rapid driver. Glenn doesn't want any part of it. Overcut versus undercut. That's what we're talking about. It's hard to do an overcut undercut in this kind of race because there's so many drivers on track in different places that the only time you could get it done is if you're constantly fighting somebody, they're about to get into traffic, and then if you go into the pit early and get out of that traffic, you can do the overcut undercut kind of thing. But 90% of the time, the faster drivers in those podium positions are going to just stay out as long as they can and run away from each other as much as they can. The overcut undercut is best for the mid-pack drivers. Patrick Dubois standing on the inside there, Mike Cook. Now he's got to catch back up to Wes Jones. Giving the drivers behind, Mike Cook, Metcalf, and Glenn Jacobs, all their same positions, right back to where they were. It looks like, however, a couple of them just went into the pits. So Mike Cook is alone. Metcalf and Jones both going to the pits at the same time. How was the start of the race? It wasn't too bad. I mean, for some reason, we had another situation where before the drivers get to the first corner, they're already crashing. But
our Mr. Brown seemed to get the brunt of that one, unfortunately.
Yep. We'll leave that to the stewards. It's Tubbs. We know who Tubbs is. We know who Tubbs is.
Tubbs!
It's Mr. Grau. E. Grau. I painted him a pretty car, and he's not even going to race it tonight.
How dare you?
So Nico Menendez not able to catch back up to James Casaboon. but Mike Burkhoff's still on his tail. Both of these
Yep.
drivers. I'm just going to put this out there. These guys are doing 202s right now. Mike behind doing 201s. It's been 45 minutes of racing. We're at the halfway point right now, and he's still doing 201s, which is just
Yep.
wild on those tires. I can't do that. I couldn't do that even if I had
I
no
gotta do
fuel
that
in my
on
car.
fresh tires. Yeah, on a hot lap mode, I can't do that.
No worries, Mr. Tubbs. We're happy to have you here in the chat with us tonight. A lot of drivers in the pits now. Directly at the middle of that's what we're talking about. All of these drivers in the pits here, right in the middle. They probably did exactly enough fuel for a mid-race a mid-race pit stop, you know? So you're just trying to optimize the amount of speed you can get with lower fuel. If I race, I end up as the extreme version of Bonkin Tonkin.
He is the extreme version of
So-
Bonkin Tonkin.
Am I failure? Hello, welcome. I know you said hello earlier to Jake Wells. The Discord isn't put through our Twitch. However, you can go to the sim grid. There is a link in there. We just want to make sure you guys have the ability to go sign up as necessary. Mike Burkhoff jumping in the pits at 43 minutes.
Nico
looks like-
doing the same.
James is staying out. Like I said, no traffic around. You might as well.
Makes sense for James, absolutely.
Kevin in chat yelling, "Hold your brakes." Gerber's in
Well,
6. Gerber's in 6 temporarily. He's not actually in 6. He just hasn't pit yet.
We'll see if this is going to be a race of the pits with Nico and Mike going in right next to each other.
Let's take a look. We're going to jump out.
I don't think either of them have any damage.
I don't think so either.
So
So Mike is much
it'll be
further
close.
back. Let's see when he starts moving. I'm curious about this. I actually could put a pit stop timer on screen. I just don't want to do that while they're still sitting
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Okay, Mike's been dropped. Nico's up ahead.
Oh, is he going to get the position? Oh, just barely.
Mike
gets
and
by
Nico side by side.
Oh,
on the way out.
man.
Side by side on the way out.
Looks
Mike
like
giving up that position. That was dangerous as could
That
be.
That was scary. That was scary. I was
You don't-
scared.
You don't have to be a member of the SimGrid to join the Discord. That's just the way to get you to see our leagues and then see our Discord through there as well. We just want to make sure people are going through the correct channels is all. So right now we've got a good mix of people all over the place. On the left side of the screen you're seeing the proper positions, but right now Nico Menendez has Sean Bramer and Drew Freiberger right ahead of them. Those two drivers racing for position. You can see Sean Bramer getting out of the way. Now has Drew Freiberger ahead. Drew Freiberger getting out of the way too. Both of
Very
those drivers
wide.
deciding that the dirt is probably the better place to race. And
Maybe
Nico's-
maybe in the pit they put on their mud tires. Who knows?
Maybe. Now Zach Schneider has to try and catch up in that 6th place position. That is extremely unfortunate what happened to him early on. He's trying to
Yep.
catch back up. Oops, I tried to click on Kasaboon and it brought me somewhere else. Kasaboon in the pits. Nico Menendez was trying to catch up in that 2nd place position. Kasaboon just hit the pits now. These guys are coming through 130R. I think there's going to be a huge gap just looking at this.
I do think so. Yeah.
Oh, see what's going on. Kanye's in the pits ahead. I clicked on Darren Thomas, even though that's not who I clicked on. I want to go to Kasaboon, please. Kasaboon being dropped. Running out now. He's going to pass Kanye in the pits. Coming down the front straight, Nico Menendez. I honestly think that James gained some time here.
I think so.
Have to see here. Nope, about exactly where we were. Actually, Nico's gained about a half a second almost on James.
Yep.
So all these drivers should be on fresh tires at this point. It was only 25 seconds for fuel, an extra 5 for tires. This qualifier being streamed, it's a week-long qualifier. It lasts an entire week. Why would I stream that?
You're gonna stream it. Well,
Kevin.
we believe in you.
sure, Kevin, you want to join me in the booth for cons next season? I'm down for that. You're welcome to do that. So a lot of pit stops happening. I believe most of the pit stops have been completed at this point. Take a quick look and see if I can see all that information. Give you that information. Statistics. Pit count. Griswold has not done his pit yet, and that's why he is currently in first. And then Westerhoff has not done their pit. He's in first for the AMs. Behind first for the AMs after the pit stop is going to be Tonkin. And he's finished his pit. Chanley has not done their pit. Lizzie has not done her pit. Some people have pit twice. Some people have pit 3 times.
I'm going to say, Eric Metcalf, he's pit 2 times, and he's still up 12 positions from his starting point.
It happens, man. It happens.
That is incredible.
So I want to take another look at this. Tonkin has done his pit here. He's completed it. So all he's got to do is finish the race at this point. And he'll hold that first place position. He said he needed to be multiple positions ahead of Russo. Ooh, speaking of current dead cars, you can see that. I think that's Harold in the back there. That was unfortunate. He needed to be like 6 positions ahead of Russo. Right now, Tonkin is 1 position ahead. There's cars in between them, don't get me wrong. But he's only 1 position ahead of Russo. So Tonkin's going to stay in that second place position. Russo's going to stay in first if they finish this way. Don't curse Tonkin. Okay, I won't. Let's move on to Poe again. Poe's catching up to Russo at this point. All right, let's see what happened in chat. We demand answers. We even going to be driving? No, you're going to be flying. Qualifiers tonight. Yes, the qualifier starts tonight. It's a week long. We're just restarting this server into the qualifier. Correct. Go Justin, says Darren from the pits. Coverage has been lying for a week. I haven't been lying. I just haven't said a single word. It's a tough ass for bonking talking. We're starting to see a little bit more split on the drivers again on track. From 10th to 17th, all these drivers are where they need to be. No back markers in between, no front markers in between either. So that's good news there. Griswold still. Now, Griswold has not done his pit stop and is only 2 seconds ahead of Kosovo.
Yeah.
So once he does his pit stop, he's going to go back to, maybe 10th place, 9th or 10th place.
Maybe maybe he just is carrying a lot of fuel and, was prepped for an hour worth of driving. I don't know how much gas that Bentley drinks, but
I'm sure it drinks a lot. It is a big old V8, right? So, in chat, once again, what's the qualifier for? I guess you're going to have to figure that out. You know that there's a couple races, right? Why don't we know? Are we scones? Says Kevin. What's the mystery going to be for the Mystery Series? That'll be announced next Tuesday night around the same time as what we would do the normal briefing. During that time, the server will be shut down. There will be no people driving on track. The qualifier will be over. All of the drivers for the Mystery Series will be joining us to chat. It's not going to be a pre-race briefing. It is just going to be in a open channel so that we can talk with everybody. And that's all I can give you. Because if I announce it now, it may affect the way the qualifier is working. Okay, that's why I'm not going to announce it.
I got an announcement.
Okay. Yep.
Here's a hint. Here's a hint for you guys on the Mystery Series. What the mystery is. I can tell you right now, the chosen vehicle that you're going to be in will have at least
4 wheels.
No. 4 tires.
4 tires. You might.
At least 4 tires.
Guys. I don't know if you know this, but it's going to be a 737. At least 4 tires are on it. Okay?
At least 4 tires.
The vehicle you use will have an engine. It might, perhaps, Rabbit, perhaps.
I can't confirm or deny whether or not it's going to have an engine. I don't know.
Dubose came in 30 minutes in, 34th place, is now in 32nd. I don't think he's gained those positions. I just think that a couple of the other people have left.
Yep.
and this is just where he's at. He's got to pass their laps to pass those drivers, right?
He's
Will it
done
have
some
4
great
engines?
work getting past everyone.
So if it has 4 engines, then that's telling you it's not a 737 anymore. So I can't tell you how many engines it has. You bet who knows. The only people that know are me and Andrew. We deliberately didn't tell anybody else because we don't want it to get leaked by accident.
Yep. I don't know. Some people may have a belief that exhausts are superfluous. I don't know if we have that belief, but some people might.
James Casaboon has Nico right behind him. This goes right back into that situation that we were talking about earlier with a consistent driver behind you. Regardless of how fast you are, this is going to be a nerve-wracking situation. Again for James. He's got to do this for another 30 minutes. Now, Nico has complained earlier. Ooh, car off track. Nico has complained earlier in the intermediate series when he was racing against me in the Mustang and now he was in the Ferrari at the time, about how much power the Mustang has comparatively. So we may see a similar situation where Nico's able to outbrake him or outturn him, but that Mustang's just going to pull away down the straights.
It's crazy to think that the twin-turbo V8 monster that lives in the AMG GT3 car has any trouble keeping up with any car. It really is a testament to just how fast the Mustang is, but Nico getting a great exit out of that hairpin, really close the gap behind. We'll see if we can get that slipstream and maybe try to get around. I don't know.
James not going to go defensive, going to stay there where he's at. Doesn't want to give up his optimal position. He's going wide. It's going to put Nico just a little bit side by side. Race room's being given. Both these drivers now both the drivers are a little bit slower than they need to be, and they got to worry about Mike Burkhoff coming up behind.
Yep. Man, that was some driving right there. Coming into 130R, drivers staying single file. I think Mike is just kind of biding his time in the back and seeing what happens in front of him. I think he's trying to give him a little bit of space, honestly.
So there was some chatter going on back up in chat. Will Figgin says he's gaslit himself on knowing exactly what the series is, but he won't change the way to do the qualifier.
Okay.
Element, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Go James. If you don't win, you're off the esports team. No pressure at all. The person that he's got to beat is in 4th. I think he's doing that, right?
Yep.
Oh. All right. A lot of spread right now between most of the drivers at this point. We still got Russo trying to catch back up. Russo, it looks like he's in the lead right now. Wait a second. Hold up. Hang on. Nope, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's got Westerhoff ahead of him. Has Westerhoff done his pit? Something happened with Russo, and he fell off is what happened there.
Looks like Westerhoff still has not gone into the pits. Westerhoff is the only car that has not gone into the pits.
That's what the situation is then.
So looks like Russo going to be in 2nd place right behind Tonkin for the AMs.
Yep, Tonkin is multiple positions ahead. Put multiple cars between him and Russo too. So it's not gonna give him the podium position or the 1st place position for the series, but it will allow him to stay where he's at. Speaking of Russo, looks like he's got Mike Cortez behind. He's going to stay a little bit defensive here with Mike Cortez. Doesn't want to give that up. Mike's poking his nose in. Not going to make it happen. Oh yes, he is.
Side by side.
Mike Cortez getting it done. What an overtake by Mike.
Yeah.
Great job, Mike. Make a Noobs R Us proud.
Darn tootin'.
As he gets a little bit slippy going up the hill, that's going to let Russo try and gain that position back through the S's. Is his wife asleep? Probably. Will does not know. Will does not know. Nobody told Will. Will thinks he knows. That's why he said he...
No, he gaslit himself.
He gaslit himself into thinking that, yeah, he says, I know what it is, even though he doesn't. James Cospoon has now run away from Nico Menendez. There was an incident or something. Nico's
Not sure
backed
what
off.
happened.
Mike is still right behind Nico Menendez as well, trying to gain that position still. I know, I always know, he says. A lot of positions being swapped with back markers right now. It's hard to try and keep up on that right now. Mike Cortez still running away from Russo.
So Kasaboon coming up on Lizzie. We'll see if Lizzie's usually pretty good about getting out of the way. We'll see if that slows James down at all for Nico to try to play catch up a bit. Yep, Lizzie going wide there in the hairpin, letting James go right by. Again, the grass is the better place to race for the Wreck 'em Race team. I'm not sure why.
Every Wreck-It Race team driver we've seen on track has spent time in the grass or the dirt today.
Yep. Listen, they want to hop in. We need to give these guys a Subaru WRX, maybe like a Ford Focus, and like a Evo, and they'll
Yep.
be great.
Yep. Maybe we should when speaking of Evo, when AC Evo comes out, maybe we'll do some rally or something like that. I don't know if they do rally in that, but I think they're specifically
think so.
specifically street racing. We could do
yeah.
we could do a drift series with those guys.
There we go. Yeah, so right now. Oh
Kevin, I think I know too, but I only told David because scums stay together for life.
Oh man.
David's like, wait, I've been told.
He knows.
A lot of time to make up by Nico. He's got to try and catch back up there. We've
Right
got
now.
a three-way battle for 13th with Hauser leading that little pack.
Oh yeah, we do.
Johnston behind, doing a second a lap faster than Hauser ahead. Justice behind, on pace with Johnston. We may see an overtake going on here shortly with Johnston. See, Will in chat. That's the difference between us. You think, oh my goodness gracious, Hauser in a wall.
Oh,
No fault of
geez.
anybody else. Honking bonking for him.
Bonking.
That's going to give the position up for free to Johnston and Justice behind. I saw the classified information for Skittles. That's why we haven't told anybody, okay? The mystery is, at the end of next week, when we go to do the little chat with everybody, we're going to tell everybody to screw off, and they're going to have to figure it out on their own.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not doing nothing.
Turns out there's no races at all. Taste the rainy. Oh my goodness.
That's a new slogan, taste the rainy.
If it's what I think it is, you won't have a problem.
Taste the rain, feel the pain.
Only in the intermediate series. We don't do rain in the rookie series, okay?
Yeah, that's true. And it was painful going through all that rain.
26
I'm glad
minutes
we're not in it.
left in tonight's race. James Kasaboon has run away from second place and is passing more back markers. Menendez has a lot of time to gain, even just to get to the next back marker. Mike Burkhoff has also fallen off of Nico Menendez. These front three drivers are all alone. There's nobody there beside them.
Yeah, it right now and for the rest of the race, it seems the battle for first will be won in how well they get around back markers and their ability to catch them at the right time. Like I said, if you go into the S's and you're behind a slow back marker, there's next to nothing you could do. So
Ramirez, what happened? We saw that you started out and then you just said you were out
I think
after
he
the
said
qualifier.
his gas pedal stopped working. Is that right?
Oh, I
Ramirez?
didn't see that in chat. Ramirez, thank you for the follow. We appreciate it. Lizzie getting around Harold, no incident at all. And is just going to run away up the hill.
Stuck. Oh, okay.
Oh, I got stuck. That sucks.
That does
David,
suck.
I'm not going to answer that question because you asked it like 4 times and it's been answered in chat and you still don't seem to understand what the qualifier is. So. Seems like every other driver out on track is alone except for Justice and Johnston. These two are the only two fighting for position around each other at this point.
Yeah, the rest are just dealing with either back markers or getting past. Everyone seems fairly spread out at this point, as it usually happens. We're over an hour into this hour-and-a-half race. Right now, everyone's just staying consistent. That's the name of the game this far in.
I'm going to switch it over to TV1 for a moment so we can get some pretty camera views, some zooms, some swipes of the camera over top of the track. All the cool looking things. Johnston has been very consistent this race.
Ooh, Menendez getting a little slippy coming out of 130R. That pushes him back even more. Let's see, 3.5 seconds between Casabun and Menendez.
So this goes into Casabun actually being the more consistent driver so far. I must think
Casabun has done an incredible job with his consistency throughout this entire race.
Yep. While that's going on, I'm going to pull up the standings really quick so I can see what it's looking like for both the pros and the AMs. And I want to see... Let's see here.
Again, Kevin, and not confirm nor deny
no
that
more.
Microsoft
No more.
Flight Sim is involved.
We're not talking about it anymore. All right, so just taking a look at this. Mike Cook has been fighting for third place in the standings. He's 1 point off of fourth place. So where is he at currently, Mr. Mike Cook?
It looks like he's back in about 9th place for the AMs.
9th place for AMS. He needs to be ahead of Zapata, which he is, in order to hold that second place position. However, that's just holding it off of Zapata. It's a double points race tonight. If Hauser is ahead, if Ramirez, which he's out, Queeman is ahead, Westerhoff, if any of those drivers are ahead of him, they will overtake him.
We got Hauser and Westerhoff both ahead of Mike. So that definitely lead to trouble for him in the points game.
Not only is Hauser ahead of him, Hauser is 1, 2, 3 positions ahead of him. That will put Hauser up ahead of Mike into third place. Hauser's going to jump over Zapata, go into third place. Zapata will take fourth. Mike will go down to fifth, around there, if they stay in these current positions for the rest of the race. That's the AM split. Let's look at the pro split really quick. Right now in first...
Nico Menendez off the track into a wall! Oh, no! Man, 130R has been giving him so much trouble. I remember in practice
back
he
it up
said
and see what happened here.
He hates that corner, and he just cannot find the grip. And that seems to be the case even now.
Yep, up into the wall, just trying to jump right back on track and keep going.
Yep.
So looking at the positions for podium in the pro split, Nico Menendez is leading with a 320. He's got 324 points. Zach Schneider 319 points. So there's a pretty gap between Nico and Zach. So as long as Nico stays ahead of Zach, which it looks like he will hold that position. However, double points. James is in third with 314. He needs 10 points to move up. He's going to get an extra 44 points or something like that.
Yeah.
If he stays in first, there's a possibility that he jumps over Nico into that first place position.
Good chance. I will say, though, Zach Schneider, definitely not to be forgotten. We got 21 minutes left in this race, and he is back in third place after his incident earlier on.
Hey, he just got around Mike, it looks like, but Mike is closing that gap up. There may be a race for that third place position. This is the last race of the season, yeah. Yep. We're gonna start after the first of the year. You're right. There will probably be a couple of one-offs after the first of the year, but we'll probably get started mid-January sometime. That'll be when we start back up. I don't know if we're gonna do any AC Evo stuff. I have no idea. That's just no idea. Depends on what happens to ACC.
I hope they don't let it die.
Because if they start letting it die and people all move over there, then maybe we'll do AC Evo. I would like to do some
Menendez
AC
off
stuff.
track again.
130R again.
130R again.
He needs to lift into that corner is what he needs to do.
No, apparently, according to David, you lift, you die. So
No. Lift before you go into the corner.
He said you lift, you die.
That's David. He's silly. Okay.
Nah, you lift, you die.
James
But
is
yeah,
5 seconds ahead of that second place position now.
And Zach has made up about half a second just in the last lap. If Nico keeps sliding on 130R, Zach is going to catch right up. There might be a battle for second place.
Yeah, there absolutely might be. And there's definitely going to be a battle for that third place because Mike is going to catch up as well.
Uh-huh. Why would you listen to a scum? Listen, I'm not listening to any scum. I don't drive the Mercedes. Who would even do that? That's a dumb car. America all the way. Give me that Mustang and that supercharged V8. Screw that turbo crap. It's so European it hurts to look at. Get Nico off my get it off my screen.
Guys, this is coming from a guy who almost bought himself a 911. So
shut up.
Keep that in mind.
It's not the same. It's not the same. I also I thought about buying an old Mercedes AMG GT, so I don't really have room to talk there. But still, America.
Right. The briefing will be next week. Any other information about the Mystery Series will be put out this evening after tonight's race. We've got 18 minutes of the Rookie Series left. The Mystery Series information will be put out at the end. Okay? Okay. He just spilled the tea on you. It's all right.
Jeremy, are friends? Yeah, no, he hasn't been.
We've never been friends.
Yeah, we're not friends. We're lovers.
Look, whoa! Look, I'm an air traffic controller. He's a pilot. We hate each other. That's just the law.
We absolutely hate each other.
It's the law.
Oh man.
Yeah,
anyways, back to the race.
Yep. Mike Burkhoff is now 4/10 behind Schneider for that third place position. Possibly working his way through. Go ahead.
Schneider's up another half a second on Nico. So he's got 18 minutes to pull off some driving stuff to try to catch up.
Yeah,
Nico made it clean for 130R last time though. So
Zach's got to worry about Mike behind though. Regardless of the time he's gaining on Nico, he's got to try and not lose time to Mike behind.
Yep.
All right. Every other car on track is now split off. Actually, matter of fact, every single car on track is outside of a second of another car, except for Devin Anthony's.
Yep, and Tonkin.
Devin and Tonkin racing for position.
6th place overall. Tonkin going nuts. What is happening as he goes off the track in 130R?
Yeah, but he's okay. He's not losing a whole lot of time because of it. Devin Anthony's going to try and overtake him. These guys are going to be racing next series in the Platinum, the Pro Split. So Tonkin is not going to give that position up easily.
No, he is not.
You think I smell like cabbage?
I think you smell like cabbage.
I smell like a cabbage? Oh. I don't know if you guys understand what cabbage is. You go to the Cubs Stadium in Chicago, there's a foliage that grows up the side. You can Google this, by the way. Foliage that grows up the side of the wall there. Cubs Stadium, they call that cabbage.
Is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
I went there for work one time, and I was wondering what that plant was called.
It's called cabbage. Yep. Yep. Now you know.
That, you know what? The more you know.
So I want to put this out here. Matt Russo is in 12th. He was one of the fastest drivers on track, qualifying well within the pro split. Is now about to be lapped by the first place pro driver.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Crazy. It's craziness. You know what else is crazy? Tonkin's up 12 positions.
Yeah.
12.
Tonkin has not done a bonking to himself.
I will say, to his credit, Eric Metcalf up 15 positions from his starting. So we got some pretty.
Yeah, we should look. Let's see who the biggest gainers are. Let's see this.
I think it's Tonkin and Eric.
Tonkin up 18. Nope, you are off, my friend.
What did I say?
No, you're right.
What do you mean?
You're up. He's up 12. Nope, I was looking at the wrong number. Metcalf up 15. Yeah. You're correct. Biggest losers of the race. Can't count Dubois because he joined late.
Unfortunately, it looks like Tolu has lost the most. He's down 9 positions.
Yep. 9 positions. Look how dirty that car is.
It's filthy. It's a white car. Why would? Why? It's gonna get disgusting. There's nothing you can do.
Schneider. I just realized my Burkhoff is now falling off of Schneider here.
Yeah, almost 3 seconds off Schneider. I'm not
Schneider's
sure
still
what's
trying to
going
gain that
on.
time. Let's watch Nico
I
as he
think-
comes out of the hairpin himself. Going into turn 13. Dude, yeah, the Honda sounds awesome. And Devin made it look pretty.
Devin
you-
did make it look very
you-
pretty.
I think it's because Devin's driving it.
That's very true.
So once again,
No, there's not.
watching Nico. Ooh, that helicopter cam. Not Devin. Watching Nico Menendez as he goes into 130R. He's got Johnston ahead of him. I think he's learned. Oh, camera's being weird. Going wide again.
He's figured it out though.
Yep, yep.
He's not hitting walls anymore.
No more wall hitting. He's gonna pull away. Schneider trying to gain that ground. 2 seconds behind still. 15 minutes left in this 90-minute race. What an awesome finale. This has been great. There's been bonks, don't get me wrong, but it's been fairly limited.
Yeah. No, the improvement that we've seen from these drivers as a whole, and I'm not just talking about the AMs. The pros have really had to exercise patience throughout these split server races because, not gonna lie, we had some full send pros trying to get around AMs, and it did not end well in many instances. But they've gotten through this pack really well, and the AMs in the back have, yeah, maybe some of them, want to get some dirt in their toes every once in a while, but there haven't been any bonks. It's a lot easier to teach a different line than simply not running into somebody. So
Yep.
it's been great to see all of our drivers improve in their own different ways, and it's what this series is all about. We're here to get better. Everyone's getting better, and you love to see it.
Kevin says, "Did you see how safe I was at the start?" I did not, Kevin. How safe were you at the start? I see that you're
you
not
didn't-
racing anymore, so does it matter?
He didn't run anybody off the track in the first corner, so looking good.
Oh, speaking of running people off the track, looked like that was
Ooh.
Sean Bramer almost going off track there. All you got to do is hold your line. Let them pass. You don't need to go off track.
Yep.
Johnston right behind Nico Menendez. Nico's got to
Oh,
do his
Lord.
lift into this corner. He jumps over the curb. Goes wide again. Luckily, nothing came of that. Hey, Kevin, I forgot to tell you. I did a thing. So if for some reason the game shuts down or something like that, this is what people see now. I use your screenshots for this. So it's just got screenshots. Your screenshots in the background. Cool? Cool. If I'm not competing in the mini-series, can I know that what the secret is? No, you may not.
Nope. It's even less important for you. Why would you need to know?
So yeah, I'll continue to put some screenshots of yours in there. If you want to just send them to me, you can do that in a zip file or whatever. And I'll do that. Otherwise, keep putting them in the Discord like you're doing, and I'll keep putting them in there. It's copyright. Where's your money? It's in the Instagram. You got to withdraw it from the Instagram bank account. Glenn Jacobs got Zapata right behind him for position. That 18th position. Glenn doesn't want to give it up. He's already up 6 places. That's a lot of places to be up from your qualifying. Going wide through turn 13. Going wide again on the exit. Over those bumps. Got to get right back on track. Don't want to get penalized. Surprisingly, I haven't seen any drive-thrus. There may have been some given out, but I haven't seen
I
any.
was just about to say, I have not seen any drive-thrus. They may have happened, but like 130R, I feel like is just drive-through central.
Yep.
And I haven't seen it. So I know a particular driver on our track today got I think got 3 before they may or may not have nuked their own engine. So it's good to see that he has not gotten any drive-throughs today.
Yeah, well, I have no idea who that driver might be. I don't know if
I
their
don't
car
either.
is green and black with a 117
Yeah,
on the
it's like-
side.
Or has like yellow stripes on it.
Yeah.
with-
I don't know about any
I
of
don't-
that.
I don't know who it could be. I will say though, on track, looking at him right now, Tonkin doing great work again in 6th place. Really, just
Overall, yeah. That's awesome.
yeah, that's incredible. the Tonkins, because we have multiple. One of them isn't with us today. The Tonkins joined, showed up, caused absolute chaos in every race that they were a part of, and now Simon doing absolutely fantastic. I don't know what they're taking, but I need some because I am not getting any faster like this guy. So,
He coined the term Tonkin Bonkin, so
he did coin the. I don't have any coin term.
He got done causing chaos to other drivers and then just started causing it to himself. So I really want to see Simon at the front because I know I can't. Dude, by the end of next pro season, I think Simon will be fighting for the top 3 positions because he's just constantly putting in laps.
Dang it!
Well, don't race in the AM series or the rookie series. Then you won't have to worry about that.
It's hard enough with Nico, freaking James,
So,
and Zach.
James is up almost 7 seconds off of Nico. Schneider is within a second of Nico now. He's just got to get around Mike Cortez. All 3 of those Noobs R Us cars. You see Schneider giving some flashing as he wants to go to the inside here. Mike's going to let him have it. Good on Mike for that. Mike is in 12th. That's putting him in 3rd place.
3rd place. Yep, 3rd place for the Ams. Russo, I guess, made the pass, or was he always in front? I'm not sure.
Russo's been in 2nd this whole time. Ooh, a little bit wide there from Schneider. Losing a little bit extra time there. Outside of that 1 second range, no longer in the draft. Nico's got to try and hold it together. Schneider's got the consistent turns into 130R compared to Nico, so able to hold a little bit more speed through there. Not a lot of speed, just enough though.
Yeah.
Schneider back up in 3rd place from where he was. That's unbelievable. 4th place is a whole like 7 seconds off Mike Burkhoff down there. Yep. Everybody's off of their pace because of the
tires are worn out.
Yep. The track's beginning to cool a little bit too.
Yeah, we're down. It looks like about 3 degrees from where we started.
They should have taken new tires. It's a 90-minute race. I wouldn't want to race for 90 minutes on the same tires.
I'm sure there's some mad genius who doesn't take tires and still wins things. I don't know.
I'm some maniac. I would have taken them.
I always take. I take tires unless it's like a wet hour race. Even an hour, I'll take tires.
Really? I won't.
I do because I absolutely push the hell out of my car on a 1 hour race.
Nope.
My tires are toast like 30 minutes.
I think that's why I'm able to stay ahead of you currently in the standings, just because during the pit stops I'm skipping out on those extra 5 seconds. So.
Well, also the last couple pit stops I've had damage, so
well, my last pit stop I was speeding into it and decided, this sounds like a good idea.
No, not quite. Hey, at least you aren't like a certain driver who's not driving today, who may or may not have caused like 8 people to get drive-throughs because they took out the pit sign.
No, he's definitely just in chat.
He might be. He's around.
Yeah, he's in there.
And I hope he
did it the very first lap too.
Live that down.
You can see Schneider once again flashing those lights at Wes Jones ahead, trying to get around. Wes Jones is going to give the place up to both Schneider and Menendez.
Menendez just doing everything he can to get by back markers as quickly as possible.
Yep.
With only 6 minutes to go, it's anybody's race, but he knows that Zach is right there, and he's going to take any opportunity that he can.
Yep. Looks like every other driver on track is kind of outside of that range once again. Looking at Dubois, he's up in 29th, meaning that the people that he have passed have quit out. You can see them beneath him: Darren Thomas, Kevin Rivera, Queeman, Brown, and Emmanuel. All of those drivers have quit out. Bobby Harold as well now. It looks like he's just able to get around in the pit. So he's moved up in 28. This goes to show, if you come in 30 minutes late on a 90-minute race, you're not going to finish last. You might be the last one to cross the finish line, but
you will not finish last.
People will be quitting out. So
I will say, I remember Tonkin saying that he might not be able to finish. I really hope that's not the case because he's having a phenomenal race.
Yeah, because if he can't finish, he's not going to hold that second place at all. Yeah, nope. Darren backed out so people have a chance. Darren, that's very honorable of you. You didn't have to do that.
Man, the gap between Menendez and Schneider getting smaller and smaller. Less than half a second between the two now. 5 minutes to go, and they got back markers to work through. Looks like Zacho's a little wide. Gets a great run coming out of the corner.
Identical cars, different setups, different drivers. Nearly the same times.
It's going to be a fight to the finish line for second place.
Well, the last lap by Menendez was a 201.7, and Schneider's was a 201.5. So,
Schneider's
yeah,
got the time.
the last couple of laps, I think this is going to be it between these two drivers. This is going to be the race to watch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Nico going defensive. Nope,
No.
he moved back over. Never mind.
Yeah, doesn't
But
need to really go
man.
defensive. He knows it's a dangerous place. Just needs to make sure he makes that corner. Schneider losing a little bit of time there. Is he going to try and gain that time back up into the braking zone? Gains it on the way out. Gaining a lot of it on the way out. Getting a better run.
Gonna get that slipstream. We'll see if Nico. Yep, Nico going defensive into turn
Nico's staying
one.
right in the middle. That's how you be defensive. You don't go all the way to the inside. Go to the middle. It's enough to force that driver to stay on the outside there.
Nico moving back outside before the braking zone. Totally legal. No issues there. He moved back over before he hit the brakes, just to get back on the proper line, get in the way of Zach. Doing everything he can to keep him out of the way. Coming in the S's though, coming up on those back markers. Who is that? Looks like we've got
and
Olu and
Russo.
Matt Russo. We'll see if that gives Zach the opportunity that he needs. 3 minutes left. Was that 2 laps? Two
Yeah.
laps. We'll see if Zach can pull it off.
Yep. P1 is just coming into turn 8 and 9. That's James Cossaboon. So, yeah, these guys aren't that far off from the lead drivers. Question in chat: the crash was with an AM or between pro drivers? I don't know. Between people. I can't believe we almost had a second livery in the NRU party. Into the NRU party pooper ruined it. Look, ooh, that was a weird glitch.
That was a weird glitch. Oh, Nico.
Oh no!
No!
What happened with Nico? He disconnected. Is what
Did
happened.
Nico disconnect? Oh no! Nico, and with 3 minutes left, disconnects and
And
gives
is just
Zach
cruising across the
Schneider.
track. This is a dangerous place for him to
This
be.
is really bad.
Okay, he's back off the track. It looks
All
like.
right. Oh my goodness. Oh.
It looks
that
like he's
is-
reconnected. Maybe. Nope.
Nope, he's just rolling back onto the track.
We might have to
Oh,
DQ
geez.
him. Oh, there he goes. He goes to the pits.
If he's-
That was
oh, my
nerve-wracking there.
goodness.
Luckily, nobody else involved
Jeez.
in that.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh, that is so. I cannot imagine how frustrated Nico is right now.
I just realized what Darren Thomas was doing in chat. He shouted out a driver, Nico Schneider, and then another one, Zach Menendez.
Zach Menendez.
That is extremely unfortunate for
Oh no.
for Nico. Honestly, I think he could rejoin if he can, and just do another lap. He'll be
Yeah.
okay.
That way he doesn't end up at least not in last.
He's showing him in.
I'll probably.
Yeah, he's in 11th now at this point. That's unfortunate. That's what that glitch was a disconnect on his end.
Yep.
That's not good. I feel bad for him. Nico's still
Yep.
sitting in the pits. Yep.
I don't think Nico's going to become joining us on the track again.
Are we on the final lap at this point? I believe we are.
I think so. Yeah.
James Cossaboon files
Yep.
ahead now. Pit windows closed last minute. This is the final lap. Yeah, I can't believe that happened either. That's ridiculous.
Oh.
I had almost DQ'd him, but I don't know how much that would screw him up. It's showing him in 5th in the pits right now. But I don't know if that's an accurate positioning.
No.
Because he's up a bunch of laps, so it might still give him that 5th place position.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to drop out to support Nico. Yeah, everybody quit right now. Support Nico. If anybody is watching and racing, we are red flag. No, I'm just kidding. And James is going to run away in that first place position. We'll watch him as he crosses the line, and we'll go through each driver one by one here. Last time through 130R for James Cossaboon in that beautiful red for Ford. I believe that Ford is not going to be red the next time he's driving it. I think it's going to be purple and blue and orange and yellow and carbon fiber color.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right.
And James coming across the line, first place, held that position the entire race. What a race by him. Schneider coming across now behind. Tolu and Dubois behind. Nico stopping in the middle of the track. Other drivers behind. Mike Burkhoff still coming through the final chicane in that third place position. Is unfortunate. Surprised Nico hasn't jumped in chat to chat about that. It's not something we'd like to see. Oh my goodness, Kanye, last corner, fourth place.
No.
He's going to try to roll across the line backwards. Look at him. He's going backwards. He needs
Oh
to
my
stop.
gosh, is he going to do it backwards?
No, you can't do it backwards. You'll get penalized for it. No, you'll get penalized.
Up there. Don't do it.
He's going to do it.
No.
He's going to do it. He's going to do it.
Oh, should I say something?
No,
Oh,
he got DQ'd because of it.
No. Oh, Nick. Nick Kanye getting disqualified because he drove backwards. Oh, gosh.
That
is
was
just
wild.
2 deaths. That's 2 deaths we saw. Ladies and gentlemen, Nico with the disconnect and Kanye with the disqualification for hitting that reverse a little too hard. Oh my goodness.
It gives Tonka the win for the AMs. Matt Russo's already finished because he was lapped. Mike Cortez in third for the AMs as well. I think it was an awesome race.
No.
I forgot to save the first half of that race, so we're going to have to get that from somebody.
Yep.
Yep. I've only got the lap 8 and beyond, so we're going to have to get it from somebody who left early. Ramirez, if you have it, can you send it to me if you were in? Yeah, let's get the replay up. Actually, we still got drivers out on track. Let me finish watching these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Nico's back out. Nico's back out. Finishing the race in 19th place. Not where he belonged.
Oh man.
Ryan Chanley. Who's Josh Chambers? Wait, I'm confused. Hello. Nico crossing the line. He should have been in third. Finishes in 18th.
Oh,
crashes into a lot of frustration.
Yep. Oh, what a frustrating series of events for Nico Menendez.
Yep. Completely frustrating. Andrew, if you want to start dragging people in, if they're in the chat waiting for us, I'm going to get the music on, get a replay up. Ramirez, do you have the first couple of laps, or did you completely quit out the replay? Because I'm missing the first couple of laps in the replay. Let's get the.
Nico is so upset.
I understand. I completely understand that.
All right, our winners. Let me try to find them. We got Mike.
You don't need to drag them from their standby. Drag people that want to be here.
Huh?
So if Mike wants to join us, he can. But from the standby room beneath where we're at. Oh my goodness. You guys missed it. You guys missed the disconnect. You missed it.
We didn't miss anything.
James, I want to talk to you. James.
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
You did a great job staying consistent. We had a thought that you weren't going to be consistent. I had a bet that you weren't going to be consistent. And guess what you did? You stayed consistent. So I lost my money.
You did.
Congratulations on the win. I don't
you.
know if that's going to bring you up into the podiums, but that's 88 points in your favor. So
I was already third.
So you're going to stay in third, maybe move up to second even. So
depends on what happens with Nico.
Nico
ended up in 19th.
Yeah, but I mean, like what his drop race ends up being, because it was like 9 points ahead of me.
Yep.
And then Zach was 5 points ahead of me.
This might not be his drop race though. I mean, it might not. Nobody knows. But
yeah.
James, how did you feel? You had Schneider behind you for the first half of the race before your pit stop. How were you feeling with that kind of pressure behind you?
I kept telling him to go away.
Hey, I guess it worked. I guess it worked.
But yeah, I got to the point where it was just a matter of I put in 100 some laps on practice just trying to figure this car out around here. So I mean, it was just doing the same thing over and over again based on just running practice laps.
Yep.
Because I knew he couldn't pass me anywhere other than really hairpin or the chicane, and I was faster coming up to all of them because it's a straight. So it was just don't die, which I almost did a couple times, but it was yeah, it was a good race. And then I had to put down a quick lap just because I wanted the fastest lap.
Well, you did a great job. I'm proud of you.
Did you end up getting the fastest lap, James?
Yeah, it was a 2:03.
Oh my gosh.
Good lord.
Jeez.
That's wild. Almost a 59.
Yeah. The lap after it, I was going for 59. I made a mistake, and I was like, nope, we're just gonna call it there.
You had Zach on your tail near the end for a little bit, and then it looks like you guys kind of got caught up in back markers. He went off in 130R, so you had a little bit clear air at the end. It must have felt nice being kind of away from all of that.
It was. Definitely was nice having my breathing room, because I mean, as soon as I saw Nico go into the pits, and I was like, all right, well, I got to go in next lap, because I went in with 100 liters, because I was like, if anybody's gonna keep going, I'm just gonna stay out.
Yep.
And waiting for these guys to pit and just cover it over. So.
Yep, that's the way to do it. Well, James, congratulations on the finale win. Go celebrate with some champagne if you have any, or just go to bed because we're nerds. That's kind of what we do. Let's move on to Zach Schneider, Mr. Schneider. I want to talk to you. You were in second behind James the entire race. How were you feeling about the possibility of catching up, or was you were just losing consistency? What was going on in your mind there?
You're talking before I went off at the chicane?
Yeah.
He was just holding me up, so I was just kind of saving. And then there was a little bit of I don't know what happened with blue flags at 130R, but I got a little bit caught out with where they were braking, so I didn't know if I was going to hit him or not, so I tried to avoid him, and then I forgot there's grass on the outside, so that was that. Yeah,
we watched that happen more or less live. You did have that back marker going into the chicane, and it looked like you almost hit James, but I don't think you touched anybody or anybody touched you. Just got sideways.
No, I did. I moved left at the last second and just kind of hoping I would hold it. And,
which is a great example for everyone listening of the right thing to do, as diving into the inside of a corner never goes well.
I might do that next time, though.
Depending on if you're going to hit James or not, right? Either
exactly.
way.
If it was Nico, it might have been a different story.
Great racing overall. I'm proud of both of you. Congratulations to you, you AM driver or your pro drivers for your podium places, and we're excited to see where you guys finish in the final points. Let's move on to the podium sitter, the pole sitter for the AM split. Simon Bonkin Tonkin. Simon, you qualified mid-pack and finished in 6th place overall. First place for the AMs. What did you?
Place, actually.
5th place after the screw up with the connection. How did you do that? What was your secret?
It was just trying not to die, trying not to get any drive.
Were you on your limit?
I had to. But I have to say, the game, I actually have to attribute this win to the game because it did not give me any speeding tickets through 130R. And let me tell you, I validated 130R. I couldn't tell you how many times. And I didn't get a single penalty from that. So,
well,
hey.
Typically you take that wider that wider line through there, it's going to count it as a loss or an equalization. So, but yeah, you're lucky you didn't get anything for that. But congratulations, Mr. Tonkin. Unfortunately, you were only one position. I mean, multiple positions between you and second place, Mr. Russo, but not the 6 or 8 or whatever you needed to move into first place. So I believe that's going to keep you in that second place position in points.
It was like I half of the job was done. I came first, but the second half was Matt needed to come like 10th.
Yeah.
But he drove an incredible race too. It was awesome.
Speaking of Matt Russo, Matt, you finished in 2nd overall in the AMs. multiple positions behind Tonkin after qualifying up in the pro split. What happened early on to put you so far back?
Yeah, I think turn 1, I just had a huge shunt after the formation lap, and I don't know what happened. That put me back a little bit, but I think my pace was a little bit off going through Degner, just taking it super safe, and I think following Cortez once or twice, I bonked into a wall. I think it was a self-induced one. But yeah, I think that put me behind, but me and Cortez pretty much kept up the entire race, and I just put enough distance between you guys behind me. So,
Well, you guys did a great race. Thank you all for being here for the post-series interview. Guys, go fill out the postseason survey. It's at the top of the Discord. Fill that out for us, please. We're going to ask everybody else to do that. Congratulations on your podiums again, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. And congrats, Matt. Yeah, that was awesome. Congratulations.
appreciate it, man. Great job by you.
Thanks, bro.
All right, I'm going to move these guys out. Thank you for being here again. I'm going to kick you all out of this channel, and we're going to close up the stream.
Love you, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, Andrew, you want to have any last words for us while I get ready to host a stream?
You know, I just got to say, this is a great series. I've always believed that they just keep getting better, and I think this was one of the better ones. We had a rough start. I'm just gonna say it. There was some death happening in the amps, and it was really not good. But they pulled through. They got so much better. They really cleaned up their driving in just like 4 races. Like the mid-series like extended race went pretty rough, but mostly that was just because of a disconnect. The rest of the race was pretty good. So yeah, what a series, what a finale. Some seriously frustrating issues towards the end there with Menendez and Kanya, but I just got to say thank you to everyone who watches the stream, everyone who's driving with us, everyone who's put any time into the community or the races that we've done. Thank you so much. Really can't say it enough. And I won't harp on it. So hopefully we'll see you in the next series, or the next rookie series, which will probably be starting next year. And we got that mystery series that apparently Will knows all about. So he can tell you about it.
Ask
if you have
Will.
any questions.
Great racing, everybody. I'm going to hand the stream over to this guy, Buggy410. Looks like he's newer. He only has a couple viewers, so go in there, say hi to him. And we're going to set the server up for the mystery series. And love you guys. Bye. Oh, Mike just resubbed at the last